I
Record.
thank you.
Oh, I
I did,
didn't get to hear. I didn't get to hear Steven's version. Is it on Lyrics and Lunch? Where did you post
I
it?
think I just ended up sending it directly to Sarah so I can put it. I did like one take and then went back to it, did a second take and sent that. So it was just kind of something that was impromptu and I think
Okay.
on Messenger. So I had actually saved, I had copied the lyrics and put them in a like a notepad document or whatever. So I was using them from there, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
I did one.
Okay.
I did one also, and actually, Sarah, mine was a little more up tempo. I sent it to Sarah. She actually sang it the way she thought it sounded. I thought I liked Sarah's version a little bit better. Um,
So did you do a melody, Sarah?
No, I did a melody to John's song that he wrote on Surrender. Yeah.
it was kind of a yeah, it was kind of an alternative. It was like kind of same melody, but it was the tempo was changed.
We're doing the songwriter circle, man. Just write and then pass it to the next person to do it. It actually is a circle right there.
Yeah.
It's not co-writing, man. It happens all the time.
So as far as the melody, should I do it should I do it now? Should I do it with Steve? It's like with Steven when we write songs or because it's the I don't know.
Any way that you feel called to. Like if you're starting to whistle a tune in the shower, like go for it, you know?
No, I meant, but should I share it in this space or are we just talking in this space?
Yeah, you can share it in the space. I don't mind that, but that's up to Dreamin'.
If I may,
I can even do it with Dreamin' if we do. I think we might be doing a session tomorrow. Or you don't know.
Yeah, we'll get together and finish off that finish off the other song. And I think what we should do is just within the lyrics and lunch group, we can share our melodies and stuff within there of the songs and use that group for that space to
Okay.
so that we can use this for actually writing lyrics and kind of because I kind of see this as a us kind of going through just being able to open up and speak about our feelings of the last week, do check-ins, and then from that space find something that is collaborative that we can go more in depth on, and whoever feels like writing down stuff, that what we write down, we can then share in that lyrics and lunch group. And, from that space, anybody that wants to take it and turn it into a song from whatever capacity that they're feeling, but we can do that. And then I don't know exactly what the next steps after that are, and we will figure them out as we go, like as far as creating the song, recording, because it is also based off of who's got what gear. You got a studio, Sarah. You're waiting on something coming in, Sophia. Have you gotten that?
The Spire, no, it said around 10 days, but it could be a little longer. I'm waiting on it though. Hopefully any day now.
Beautiful. John, do you have like a little setup that would do like, if nothing else, scratch?
Oh, I mean, I've got GarageBand, but I'll be honest, most of the recordings I do is in Austin. I've got studios in Austin that I generally go to. So, but I was with the Straight Heart, so we're doing bigger productions. But yeah, I mean, I recommend what I talked to Sophia about your song that you share it with as many people as you can with us, because the more feedback you get, I think everybody has something to add, and you can choose. Some stuff you may take, some stuff you may go, I don't feel that way about it. But that's kind of what co-writing is that you get different perspectives and different ideas, and I've done a lot of it myself, and I've drawn from what other people like Sarah's melody on my song. I draw from that and go, okay, I like this better, and let's go that direction. So the more people involved, the more input you have, the better.
Right. Well, I was kind of thinking maybe we can leave a little space at the end, maybe the last 10, 15 minutes or something like that, or 10 minutes of the hour. And if somebody has something, like a melody or a new idea, maybe, I don't know. It's just a thought. I don't know what Dreamin' would think of that, but.
Let me feel into that, and it's definitely an option or something that we can move into.
Right. I mean, only if we feel complete. Like if we feel complete we have a bunch of notes written, and then maybe if there's time, we could do that maybe.
And that's perfect. I'm like, yeah, that sounds excellent in that regards. Because I was also thinking of it being another space, maybe just for the music.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said I was also feeling into it just being another like space, whatever. I mean, it could be a second album
Oh,
on this,
right.
or some other time that actually correlated with the music. Because I kind of, again, this, actually, before I go into that, what's up, Yannick, man? Thank you for joining us. I'm gonna, I'm actually going to kind of, I guess, describe what this space is about, just so, because we just kind of went over it, and what I'm feeling right now, anyway, on it is that it is a space that allows us to get into our feelings, open up, and speak on what we've gone through over the last week or anything that's present currently for us that we want to go through. So it's kind of a group breakthrough. And in that process, we, whoever's inspired to write down stuff, I'll be writing down stuff every week, but anybody else inspired to write down stuff and create a song, and then we can either collaborate on those lyrics afterwards, or actually we post them in the group and we can kind of combine there, and then people can take a melody afterwards as well, or create a melody for that after as well. But for here, it's kind of the group breakthrough and creating a song for those. So does that sound good to everybody?
Yeah.
Is that a hand up, Sarah?
Yeah, I
Bye,
wanted to
Gavin.
kind of clarify this because I know that we've been kind of doing a check-in and then figuring out which topic that we were going to, talk about. But I was wondering to get more clarification. Did you want to do them on the distinctions that we're working on this week? So like every distinction has a song, or like, is it like you're going to pick the topic and then we run with that?
The distinctions I kind of feel are just backup plans, and it's what's going on with us currently.
Okay.
And I do see like that there's been a lot of correlation with what we have going on within the week. I mean, everybody here is visionary, so it's kind of present anyway. And I feel more or less that they've gone in that parallel on other weeks anyway, looking back.
Yeah.
More or less. So
Yeah. Okay.
how does that feel? Does that feel?
That feels good. That feels good.
All right, beautiful. Thank you for bringing that up. So clarify. So with that, who is wanting to speak on, I guess, anything coming up for this last week, and something that's present, something that you want to speak through, and we can kind of just each have 5 minutes and kind of come up with to just give a little check-in or rundown of what we got going on, and then we'll come up with a general topic to really go dive deeper on.
If nobody wants to go, I'll go.
I was feeling you, Sophia. So you go.
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, this is just the check-in. I talked about it last night in the visionary class, how this weekend was like, sort of like a breakthrough for me when I performed 2 breakthroughs on like my 2 aggressors in my life. Like literally they were my enemies at one point. And when my son's cousin, who happens to be my ex's cousin, which I'm close, I feel like, well, we have a closer bond than she does with him. He said to me, like, you didn't know what you did tonight. Like, you don't know what you did. She's like, and then she compared my story to like a Native American who has to do these feats to make it to become chief or something, which I thought was funny. And she's like, the one feat that that they have to do is they have to touch their enemy without killing them, right? So it's symbolic, of course, but so I just remember thinking in my mind, like, I don't want to do this for these people. They don't deserve everything they've done to me, all this kind of, like that's my ego, right? I mean, now we're cordial. We're at the point where we're cordial, but my ex like took me to court, ran me to court all the time. Like always wanted to custody my son, like took me to court 3 times when he was little. And she, I guess, used to badmouth me and all that kind of stuff. So you know how like the dynamic can be between, you and your exes and your ex's other half or whatever. And so I just remember thinking, I don't know if I really want to do this, like resisting it, kind of like, I think the old me, if I hadn't done the visionary class, I probably would have been like, screw them, like they can figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, but now that I'm just more and more into like just coming into love more and more and more, I'm just like, and I see how their life, because my son lives with them now, right? So their life indirectly affects my son too. So I'm trying to I'm trying to get to my son as well, right? So it's like, okay, well, if they can have breakthroughs, then maybe my son will, it can help him indirectly. Like if he sees I'm doing this and they're open to it, maybe it can also help him even more, right? Because I used to be the bad guy in the picture. Like they used to always, your mother's this, your mother's that, your mother's this, your mother's that, right? All the time. And so now if they kind of see me in a different light, or if it's a different dynamic, a different rapport, there's more unification, more unity, which is one of my 3 things, right? Then he might see it as, oh, okay, maybe there's not so much strife in the family. Maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe now it's calmer, like maybe there's more unity. Like I think that's part of my son's troubled feelings, is there wasn't that unity, that sense of family and unity. And he always wanted us to get back together and all that. So anyway, so I guess that's my share. I feel like I healed 3 birds with 1 stone. I healed myself and maybe started the process of their healing, because now she's open to going to Awaken Life Live. So, and she was crying, like his stepmother was crying, actually. I made her, well, not that I made her cry. The breakthrough process made her cry. And they both said, oh my God, this is really hard. Like they couldn't even get the words out to do it at first. And I was just leading them through it. And I thought it was really beautiful. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you. So this is your ex's new wife or girlfriend?
Well, they've been together for years. I just call her his paramour. Like they live together, but they've been together after 2 years.
I was trying to, so I had the connection. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've already got. I think killing Buddha is a great idea for 2 things. I think killing the Buddha is a great name for a band. I'm just saying that's a cool band name, right? Kill the Buddha. And but I thought the concept of it leaves a lot of space open to write about.
Really hard.
Kill yourself, kill your family, kill your teacher, kill you, and just there's a lot of lyrically. I think it opens up to a lot of different things, a lot of different directions that you can go with that. So that's the thing that, like, when we were talking today, that popped in my brain. It was immediately like, and like, I'm actually gonna do a song. I've already got it in my head. It's gonna be called "Killing My Buddha," not kill the Buddha, but killing my Buddha. And that's just my idea, my personal take, and go that direction. But don't you guys think that there's a lot of concepts and a lot of lyrically, there's a lot of directions you can go with that, and a lot of ideas you can explore and open up to?
I agree. Yeah. And is there some way that you can have it resonate? Like personally, I guess we would go through that, dive in deep, but I was wondering if you had something directly now, like that resonates with you that you can speak on.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't know. That's the truth. I don't know what I don't know, and realizing that I don't know what I don't know can affect my anxiety, because I don't have all the information. I don't know everything, and if I can realize that, that makes things like anxiety, worrying, less intense, because I know that, all right, this is only going on in my mind. I don't have the information. I don't know what's actually all the circumstances involved. So yeah, that resonates with me, you bet.
Can I just say something about your audio, John? Is it all the way up? Because you're a little bit low.
I've got it on original.
Oh, you're better now.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah. I had to change my sound settings. Sorry.
Oh, was that from last time? I guess it wasn't from last time. You've had plenty of other meetings since then, man.
Yeah, but for this meeting, I disabled or enabled original sound. So I just disabled it so you could hear me better.
Gotcha, man. Yannick, are you ready? I see your hand up, man. Do you want to speak on what's gone on the last week for you? See if we can come up with, if it aligns with the topic that we want to write on and go deeper.
Yeah, it's just what I pretty much wrote. I guess the biblical scriptures talk about when they were kicked out of the Garden of Eden, and then there was a sword, a flaming sword, and it, depending on the translation, it kind of like some just drop it, but it's kind of like spins or goes in all directions, and because I've been I've been wrestling with that for a long time. I have a lot of experience wrestling with that, and so basically, thou shalt not judge, for that's God's authority, and God is love. However, we've been all wounded, and our hearts have been shattered, as Jesus says, and that's before safety glass. So like sometimes there's big. I'm rambling, but anyway, yeah. I mean, I've got this thing all mapped out, like anyway, so yeah, like we couldn't see the whole picture when we judged, and anyway, that's kind of the theme. And sometimes you have to have revelations several times. Oh, sorry, my voice carries. I'm being told that I'm too loud. I can't be myself on a train anymore. Sorry. I'm done talking. Thank you.
All right, brother. Appreciate that, man. That kind of is in line with the killing the Buddha. Don't know what you don't know, because if you're inside the picture, I feel. Yeah. Sarah, you got something for us?
Can I just
Well,
ask Yannick? Oh, sorry.
listening to this, it's like I'm really inspired a lot by what everyone's saying. It's kind of like the old version of yourself, and then like a wandering or a following, like the yellow brick road towards home, right? But becoming present to the now, like how do we get to now? And like the title, it keeps on saying like me too, me too. Like a question song, like if you ever been through this, have you ever gone through this? And then it brings it to the present. Well, me too, like I've done this too, but how about, we focus what's in front of us, right? Like, or what's right in our, like what John would say, our 3-foot world, like what's going on, like currently around us at the moment. Like, what are we seeing? What are we touching? What are we smelling? What are we tasting? And why is that memory so important? What's the message? That's kind of what's been coming through right now, just while everyone's been sharing, because killing the Buddha, killing your family, killing yourself, all those things, right? It's to actually get you to become present, because those are the things that have a hold on you. Those are the things that keep taking you out of the present moment. So it's just like what Sophia was bringing up. It's like her old self and what happened with her ex and what's currently happening right now, so it's taking her out of her dreams and what she wants to do in the present moment for herself. Same with Yannick, too much of focusing way too externally rather than going inside. So I don't know why, but the name of the song that keeps popping up is Me Too. Like, I do it too. Like, yeah, that's me too. Like an internal dialogue of like what's happening out here. And it's like, well, yeah, me too. So yeah, that's what's coming through.
I feel that.
like bringing the feeling of unity, like we're all the same. Like we all go through the same stuff, you know? A lot of people tend to think it's just them. I'm going through all this, just me, like, you know, you're the center of your own universe, but it's actually everybody's going through the symbol, because we're all programmed, right? So we all have programming, we all have limiting beliefs, but we just don't know what we don't know. So when we have that sense of unity, of connection, like that's connecting everybody, right? So that's, we have all that in common. You know, the blocks, the fears, limiting beliefs, but a lot of us don't know we have them until we tap in. And if we can like unveil that for people, like, you know what I mean? Like open them up to seeing that's what this song could do.
I like that phrase, tap in. I think lyrically, that's a strong phrase.
Which phrase?
Tap in.
Oh, tap in.
I think tap in lyrically is a strong phrase.
That could be used in so many different ways too. Like tap in could be like a dance battle or something like that. I'm tapping you in, you know?
Tap in, and then go through with it, you know, just all different things. It's a powerful phrase.
Welcome to Songwriter. Please have your phone card ready for inspection.
Tapping in, yeah.
Bienvenido a
Tapping in.
Songwriter. Por favor, tenga su
Yeah,
phone
no,
card.
I am, and me too. We could, we could play that. You know, that could be one of the, what do you call it? The repeat verses type things. I don't know what you call that. What do you call those things? Where they kind of sing
The choruses?
Chorus.
Or hook.
Are you talking about a hook?
Hook or chorus?
Yeah. I dig it. You had something for Yannick earlier on, Sophia. Do you recall?
Oh, Yannick was talking about Revelation. You hear me, Yannick? Or is that, are you somewhere?
Yannick, because the train stuff is pretty loud in your mic.
I just wanted to ask you, said something about Revelations. Was that referring to the Bible, or was that referring to Revelations as far as like the same as Epiphanies? Because I use the word revelation.
Personal.
Right, because I use the word revelation as in the same way as I use epiphany, like similar, revelation, breakthrough, epiphany.
If you listen to Eugene Peterson, who translated the Message, he says that that's the purpose of the Bible. Like as you become a mature Christian, then those stories become personal.
Okay. Thank you, brother.
Okay, thanks.
Love it.
Yeah, love it as well.
Yeah, I like the idea that Sarah had for, yeah, me too, or yeah, like relaying someone else's story or other people's stories. It can be you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing like, you could say the names, like Johnny's going through this, Maria's going through that, yeah, me too. Like Sarah's going through this, Sophia's going through that, John's going through that, yeah, me too. Yannick's going through that. Steven's gone through
That's
this.
such a beautiful thing, Sophia, because you kept bringing it up, because you went first and you're bringing up unity and getting people into the story. You can change the people's names. Like you can ask people right before you get up on stage, like, have you ever make it universal about like, you know, like you ever cried, you ever felt alone at night, you know, well, me too. And you can use their name, you know what I mean? And you can bring people in, and it could be such an interactive song. Wow, that's so beautiful. I love you.
That's funny, because you were talking about that last night, Sarah, about like the lady and how she brought magic to, I don't know if the people and the kids, like about the octopus and like.
Yeah, but that's a whole nother way of bringing it in as well, you know, with the deep inner work that we're doing for one, and then it brings a level of consciousness to be aware of, right? Because that's a big intention, I think, with with this group is because we're working on that, and it's already up in our awareness. So bringing people to that awareness is, you know, like a really beautiful thing. And to do that with music, it's big, you know. What an interactive, I really love that idea, Sophia. That's such a, thank you for up leveling that. She is it.
Well, you're up leveling me. We're all up leveling each other.
Yeah, because that's true. Because if you think about it, like I was just doing that Bon Jovi thing, you know, where Tommy used to work on the dock. I could put in Steven used to work on the dock. Sophia used to work on the docks. Yannick used to work on the docks. Sarah went on strike. Whatever, dude. I mean, you can like put in like whatever you want, you know. I like the university. One thing I love about a good song, good songs are always universal. You know, they a really great song is a song that everybody can relate to. And yeah, that's a wonderful idea.
What we spoke to here recently is that the more personal it is, the more universal it is. And I think that kind of goes with this right now, like speaking directly to somebody going through, it allows more people to relate to it because it brings a personal sense to each person. So that personal being universal. And
yeah.
Well, that could be a concept. Are you guys opposed to doing a song where we're kind of like talking about, we're bringing in our names? I mean, that's also an idea. Like, I don't know.
I love the idea. I'm feeling into how we exactly like, because now I got that Bon Jovi song stuck in my head, so I feel like
Sorry about that, man.
Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, feels like we'll never get there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you
It's
could
true.
put something in the song like that, like feels like spinning my wheels. I'm spinning my wheels. Am I going to get where I want to go? You know?
But I'll never get there. But I know I'm never going to get there because I've been spinning my wheels from the day I was born.
Or feels like I'm never going to get there.
Well, feels like it's not truth. I would, you know, why not go all full bore?
That is such a beautiful thing as well, because everyone's headed to a destination, but it's only a direction, right? And we're only headed in a direction, not a destination. So everyone's trying to find the end, but then once the end happens in something, they freak out because they're like, oh no, it's the end.
That's it, right?
It's a whole new beginning again, right there. It's Genesis all over again.
Yeah, or enjoying the journey, like something about enjoying the journey, because most of us are not always enjoying the journey like we should be. You know, I know I've been known to be very impatient. Like, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? You know, but I've learned to slow down.
Well,
the problem sometimes it doesn't happen. That's okay.
The problem is that vulnerability feels so uncomfortable because we're dropped into a world that's ruled by fear of vulnerability.
That's true.
You know, and our parents and our grandparents and our great grandparents, they're, you know, they've all adapted to that. So I mean, I love, like in Lord of the Rings, you know, to get into Mordor, you have to don't look through the eyes of dead men. And you know, Christ says don't be afraid to follow. You know, or don't be. Christ says, you know, let the dead bury the dead. You know, and that's so true in my experience.
What did you say at the beginning of that, Yannick? You said vulnerability feels or something.
Well,
our world. Go ahead.
Our world is all armored up against vulnerability. Everybody is armored up against vulnerability, and therefore, with the armor, and you know, and that's Christ talks, or Paul talks about, my old man does this, you know, when I don't want him to do it, you know. So it's the false self, and you know, the false self is comprised of all kinds of parts and pieces, which is what Christ talks about, my shattered heart. Isaiah 61:1. It's a shattered heart, and it's not. They didn't have safety glass back then, where it just, oh well, it just dumps all on the ground and you just sweep it under the rug. And in my experience, it's like a Fred Flintstone closet that I shoved it in, and I closed the doors, I ripped the door, I locked the door, I ripped the doorknob off, I plastered over it. I pulled the casing off the side of the door, and I plastered it, and I applied more plaster, so I textured the wall, and I cut myself off. And then once I textured the wall, I double textured, and I overlapped, I sanded some of this down, I painted, and I couldn't even see that there was a door there. And again, same thing with the rug. And then I was sitting, with the birds in the air on the judgment seat that I had made. And the birds of the air is, that's all scriptural. But it's an individual journey, and it's hearts, and and there's no words. I haven't been able to pull words for all of these things, because I went a lot of these places deathly afraid, and no one could join me there, because they're only about as able to go as far as they're able to go. And counselors and whatnot, they're the same thing. Most of them go there to fix themselves and never learn, because they get trapped up here, and then they're not going to be able to take you. But I think parts work is good. I think that the Buddhism, the Four Noble Truths, all these things are really good, and and that's where Revelation talks about the stream coming out of the temple going east, and it goes all the way around the Native American philosophy as well. Like we got to go back to before we had idolatry, before it was just everything was beautiful. We had all our needs met when there were good-hearted tribes, not hard-hearted tribes. Anyway, I digress.
I was gonna say, I wrote down what you said earlier is our world is ruled by the fear of vulnerability. I caught his words, so. Thank you.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of other things. There's a lot of other books I've come across recently, and sometimes you have to, every single one of those parts has to come to the same place before you get finally you're released.
Write this down,
and that's easy.
Said
and done. In my experience.
Go ahead, John. Thank you, Yannick. Appreciate you, brother.
Kill your family, kill your teacher, kill your Buddha. Four main concepts.
Right.
In writing a song. You've got those four things right there, if you're writing about this, to include for song structure. And then, everything else you can also add in to make it personal. But for me, anyway, I think those four concepts, killing yourself, kill your family, kill the teacher, kill your Buddha, which were also the four main concepts of killing your Buddha concept, right? They're writing around, put all those other perspectives revolving around those. That's just my thoughts off the top of my head.
All right, beautiful. I almost feel like there's two songs in this, though. Maybe the killing the Buddha and the unity aspect of it.
What came to me was something along the lines, it doesn't have to be these exact words, but something to the effect of drop into your heart and take a quantum leap. Because, when you drop into your heart, it sort of is like taking a quantum leap, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything just moves faster because you're on a higher level of consciousness. So then things come to you quicker, your manifestations come to you quicker, for instance. That's one of the things. And your life flows smoother. That's what I have found in my life to be true. So I don't know. It's maybe a concept you could put in the song. Because we were talking about earlier about spinning my wheels, right? And it's just, I'm spinning my wheels, and I feel like it's never happening. Things that I truly desire never happening. But then when you drop into your heart, all of a sudden everything starts happening. So it's kind of like a quantum leap, or you kind of like stepped into another level of consciousness, and you're just receiving like you never did before.
Because you've
Try
opened up the faucet for flow at that point in time.
Yeah, you weren't in the flow before because you were going against the grain and you were having a lot of resistance and you were more in your ego. And then you let go of your ego and you dropped into your heart and you started flowing. You just started going with the flow of the river rather than against the current of the river.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a concept for you, Sophia. Spinning your wheels, but your foot's on the brake.
Yeah,
That's how come you're not going anywhere, right?
yeah. I like that.
Going against the grain, another strong lyric.
Right. Yeah, I like that what you said. So spinning your wheels but my foot is on the brake. Yeah, spinning my wheels, but my foot is on the brake.
Then you add something like going against the grain.
I don't know why, but my
Going in reverse,
chat messages keep going straight to Dreamin' Steven. But I said, spinning my wheels, getting nowhere fast, too busy rushing ahead, held down by the past.
Deep.
Can you repeat that?
Spinning my wheels, getting nowhere fast,
I put
too
it
busy
in
rushing.
chat
Oh,
to
there you go. Thank you.
Okay, getting nowhere fast, too busy rushing ahead, held down by the past. Yeah,
Tap in, tap in, tap in.
tap in. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Held down by the past.
When will I make it at last? Yannick, you sound like a robot.
I think you've gone underground.
Oh shoot! I don't hear you. I can't hear you. I think you're in a
You've
bad
been
area.
hijacked on the train.
That's a rat.
He's got the beat right there. Oh.
Sorry, we can't hear you, Yannick. I was also going to say, because you said the line, when will I make it at last? But if there is no destination, it's all a journey, then there is no rush to make it, right? So if we're enjoying the present moment and we're in love with the present moment, then there's no feeling of needing to make it. I don't know.
Right, but there is a distinction that's made that we're constantly thinking about that.
Right.
He's muted and it's still coming through. I think it's that delayed.
Well, Sophia, you're already writing the song.
Yeah.
Like you're in the process of writing it right now.
Yeah, we all
Well, I'm
are.
writing notes.
Got going
Well, I
on.
was thinking like the destination is joy, right? Shouldn't not the destination? I guess the what we want, the manifested outcome that we want is joy. But we can have joy right now, right? So because we think we want the thing that will bring us joy.
On the
But if we
outside,
have,
yeah.
right. But if we have joy right now, then the thing will come that will be added to our joy. Like, I don't know if you're understanding, but
Yeah.
It's being the thing that you wish to see.
right. It's all
Yeah.
law of attraction.
How about it's not the destination, it's how you get there.
Yeah, it's a journey, right? Not the destination.
How you get there, yeah. Just all that is just a strong line, just a strong verse.
I keep hearing be with me, right? Be with me now. However you are, just be with me now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
You can even put in the song something about anxious, like something about anxiety, because anxiety is the future, right? And depression is the past. So Like if you're in the now, there is no anxiety or depression. If you're completely in the now.
Yeah.
So maybe that could be incorporated in the song, something about having anxiety, about when am I
Oh,
gonna make
can't
it?
you
When am I gonna get to my destination?
hear
I'm muted.
Oh, finally.
hear me?
Something going on back there, bud.
Oh, can't you? Oh, can't you?
Or is that you, John?
No, that was Janet. That was John.
I thought I heard you open your mouth and sing, John.
Yeah, I was going off of the sounds I was hearing from his.
Okay.
Like, whoa, wow, whoa.
Well, it lined up perfectly, man. So you were in nice flow right there. You got out of the way and just received and then mimicked it. That's
I
it.
live in the pocket, dude. I live in the pocket. The pocket is home, man. The pocket is home.
What about you, Dreamin'? Do you have anything to say about it?
I mean, everybody's been flowing. I've just been writing. Actually, what I was going to say, you just hit on, Sophia, about being in the now and it being you not having the anxiety or the worry. One of my sayings is I've always loved to enjoy the journey. Saying like that's been something for me, and I try to really embody that. You know, like being what wish we see, what we want to see. So, I mean, these are all lines that everybody just said too. So,
Right.
somebody was saying something about complete something, and I wanted to write that down. You remember? I think it might have been you, Sarah Jean.
I didn't say anything about, I don't think I said complete. But I do like that. Be with me now, enjoy the journey.
Yeah, I had both of those down. What were you going to say there, John?
But which part? Oh, it's just I was just saying I do the same thing. So my brain, I've discovered that my brain works faster than my memory does. So I jot stuff down because I'm going to forget that what I was just thinking about because I'm already moved on to a different concept.
Mm-hmm.
So I put down, I make a note so that I can come back to it and go, okay, I was thinking about this then.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, can't you hear me?
Neurons, man, neurons.
I have a concern if we all write melodies to some, the notes, and then the lines are the same, and then we have different melodies. How are we going to put a song together on that, based on that? Or we just do different songs on it?
I have something for that. But go ahead, John. You go first.
Oh, I was just going to say you vote. What does everybody like? Everybody plays a melody and you go, okay, which one, what do you guys think? Who likes this one? Who likes this one? That's when you co-write, that's what you do. Is you come up on an agreement of which melody everybody agrees on is the best melody, It's really that simple from my experience. It's just like, even if I'm attached to this melody and say I'm writing with all y'all and Steven had a different melody that you guys liked better, I put my ego in check and go, okay, the majority wins. They think it's better. So let's go that direction.
Or you can even combine the melodies. You can combine the best of each
Yeah,
song.
You still want to be in music theory. You still want to be in key.
Yeah.
And with the flow of it. So you can do that, yeah, but you got to make it work.
Yeah, of course.
And
yeah,
my take on this is that we don't necessarily need to have just one song come from this. We can have multiple. Who's looking to perform and put it out? I mean, I'm interested in releasing the songs based off of this. And if mine may be a little different, I can still take that one and go and and release it, and everybody do like writer credits on all that. And you could take, so like Surrender. So Sarah had a version that she wrote out. You had a melody that you had for it. I came up with my little version from that. And that one's a little different because the words are going to be the exact same. Or maybe
Right.
not. And, we take our creative aspects to it and change it up how we want to create the song, and then record and can release it from there. So it doesn't have to be like just one song comes from this. And it actually having multiple songs, being able to release with the same general idea can actually work well together if you release them like collaboratively and set up like a kind of a release, maybe not a schedule, like, so we're talking about forgiveness and we release a forgiveness song, and there's 3 songs that come out around the same time that kind of piggyback off of each other.
Right.
Go ahead, John.
If we have time, man, I want to run through my version of Surrender for you. It's 2 minutes, 10 seconds, I think. But I'm just going to almost like a click track, just
Okay.
do the lyrics and,
Did you have something too, Sophia? Was there a song?
Yeah, I wanted to run my version, but I needed help with one line.
Okay.
But John could do his first.
I also wrote another thing in the chat for you, Dreamin'. I don't know why. I can't even change it to everyone, but there was 2 different things that I wrote in there for everyone.
Can maybe he can read it out loud?
Yeah, I can do that, and I can just copy and paste it for everybody. And Yannick, yeah, I guess maybe settings changed or something.
All right.
I don't know.
Yannick can only send to me also. And here's Yannick's.
Not to cry it. Wait. Okay. I'll look. Hide it.
Thing.
we go. Where are we at in our space?
We got about 10 minutes left. You said yours is just a few minutes, so go ahead and.
So I'm not going to play it like how it would be recorded. I'm going to play it where you have the notes and the verse, and you can hear the lyrics.
All right.
So if you're following along, and I know Steven can do it, it's in the key of G. The chords involved are key or G, D, B minor, and A. Pretty basic stuff, right? So when I grew up believing I could do it on my own, get a car, get a job, move into a home. I never asked for much, only what I need. Until one day I fell down on my knees. I cried, oh my God, what have I done? I'm lost at night and I need the sun. Then the tears began to fall, they trickled down my face. And that's when I knew I finally found my place. And I surrender it all. I never thought about heaven, all I knew was raising hell. And that's when God brought me to the well. My 3 feet world, yeah, that's all I knew. And that all changed when I met you. I cried, oh my God, what have I done? I'm lost at night and I need the sun. Well, the tears began to fall, they trickled down my face. And that's when I knew I finally found my place. And I surrender it all. Yeah, I said the tears began to fall, they trickled down my face. And that's when I knew I finally found my place. Committed now 100%, never again will I be hell-bent. And I surrender it all. And I surrender it all. So I know that my click on my rhythm was change it because I was thinking while I was doing it, but that's kind of the gist of it right there. Sarah did a much more slower ballady version, which I liked a whole bunch, and then my version was actually faster, more up tempo, and that was kind of a little messy, clunky in between sort of thing. But that was what I came up with roughly.
Beautiful, man. And so I guess trying to going back to speaking to what you know, like how we come in melodies. I think you know what you were speaking to, Sophia. Like that's kind of the general sense is that now there's two versions right there. I mean, even Sarah has a different version of the same song John did.
Right.
We wrote one, or Sarah wrote one for Surrender that me and you were working on and creating melodies on. So that's like, what is that? 3 or 4 songs from 2, but from one session basically. And
Right. You just said you and I creating a melody for
well,
Sarah?
we're creating separate melodies. Like
Right.
you came up with a melody from what you saw on that and what you were inspired, and
Oh, right. Separate. Yeah. Right.
so that so that's basically 4 songs that came from one session, but and really just 2 lyrically written songs.
Right. Okay. So you want, I'm sorry, you complete.
Uh, yeah, I'm still feeling into exactly where that goes, but it's like just that there's that the concept of it anyway. So, or at least the context. Go ahead, you you can go.
Okay. Now my turn. Okay. The melody. Okay. Okay. Ready. No matter the time, no matter the place, you can just slow down and surrender to me. Right here, wait, right here, wait, right here and right. I lost it. Right. No matter the time, right here and right now, let's become one in the eyes of love, a surrender to me. So second one, or just fall on your knees and pray really hard. Forgive it all now, and I'll lift you up. It's all deep inside. You don't have to hide. Just let it all go, and you'll start to fly. That's what I have.
I love, I love that, and it screams piano.
With piano, right?
That absolutely screams piano. Yeah, yeah, no
Mhm.
question.
That is beautiful,
The
Sophia.
one line. Oh, thank you.
B3
I mean,
organ.
it's just, huh?
Like if I was mixing that song, if I was producing it, and it's a beautiful song, it would be I would have piano, a B3 organ,
That's what I was
and
thinking. Piano. That's what came to me.
and probably and cello.
Right. Well,
Those are
because, but the one line and pray really hard, it's too much efforting. So I kind of was thinking of a different line that would rhyme with up. So at the fourth line is on lip. So just fall on your knees and pray really hard. So forgive it all now and I'll lift you up. But I was thinking something with the rhyming, the up.
Why? It doesn't have to rhyme. I mean, rhyming.
Oh, right. It could be, but I don't know about the really hard. And pray, just fall on your knees and pray to me. But it's just too many E's in there, I think. But
I think what I would do if it was me writing the song, I would in that context of that song, I would go with the strongest lyric, whatever the lyric was, whether it rhymed or not. But I would go with the most emotionally charged,
yeah.
strongest lyric, and make that work.
And plus, I just came up with it this morning. I mean,
the rhyme.
right. Yeah, I just tweaked her words a little bit, but I came up with all those this morning, like just kind of, just it took me like a few minutes, but I can still work on it, you know.
Right every day, right. That's
Mm-hmm.
Craig Wiseman, he's written a lot of #1 hits. And I went to one of his, it was kind of like a master class, a seminar he did on songwriting. And he said that a songwriter to call yourself a songwriter, you have to write every day. You have to work on something every single day. You can throw it away later, but every day you have to write. And he's a great class. He also talked about how as a songwriter, when you first start out, it's like building a birdhouse. The first one is going to look like crap. But as you get better at building your birdhouses, after a while you get really good. And the birdhouses start looking prettier and nicer, and the same with the song. The more you write, the better you get at your craft, at building the song and developing the song.
Yeah.
Just words from a guy that he wrote Southern Voice from Tim McGraw and about 1,000 other #1 hits. So when he's got the fruit, of a bunch of #1 hits, you might want to pay attention. You know.
Yeah, well, it's your subconscious mind that's always working. Because I notice even the song that Stephen and I were working on, This Life is Harmony. I'm still tweaking it. You know, like it's an ongoing thing. And I know my subconscious mind. I don't know. I'm sure that you guys feel the same, or I don't know, but it works on it, like on its own. Like, oh, I can't think of the line tonight, but in the morning it will just pop up. You know.
And you can always revisit it too. Sometimes what I do is I'll write a song. I do this all the time. And I'll go back and revisit that song later. And when I'm playing it again, I'll go, this line that popped in my head works better. And I'll scratch it out and I'll put in what came up, you know, part of the process.
So a handful, to speak on both of these parts. So I have like a handful. When I'm working on a song, I'll go there first. I limit it to like 3 edits initially, and that way I don't allow my perfectionist to get in the way. And usually after 3 edits, that's like, just it seems like that's been a good number. Anymore, it starts to go, you could continue down that line. The other thing is, so there's like a handful of songs that I'm re-recording, and actually they're like 4 or 5 years old. So now I've revisited them with my, new persona and where I am in this, and have updated them, from that space as well. So that's just like I guess, that's what my takes on what you guys were just speaking of. That way it keeps it pretty concise. And instead of going down a rabbit hole on a song, I will just start writing a new one instead of allowing that perfectionist to get in the way on one.
Do you, Stephen, do you do this a lot?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do too.
What I've actually gotten really, really, really good at, which is beautiful, and some of it is corny, some of it's, whatnot, but I'll get this download of lyrics that just pour through, and I won't change it because I feel like that's something coming through, not for me, it's for somebody else as well. And it's like, if I was to change those little things, it doesn't give the essence of what came through in that moment, and I didn't, and it's beautiful. Like some of it didn't even work together, but the melody, it works.
Right.
And the way that the story is supposed to be told. So sometimes I won't even touch it.
Nothing wrong with that. I can tell you this from several songwriters that I know who've written hit songs. A lot of these songs, they had no idea were going to be hit songs. The song right now that pops in my mind was Wave on Wave by Pat Green. And when they were writing the song, they were fiddling around with the Mike and Mechanics riff. I forgot which song it was these days, or whatever that Mike and Mechanics song was. And they wrote the song, didn't think anything of it, didn't really care for it that much. Turns out to be his biggest hit. And that's happened with a lot of songs. Josh Turner's hit, Your Man. My good friend Jason Everett wrote that song. And he was just a song to him. Baby, lock the door and turn the lights down low. And he's like, okay, that's catchy. But he didn't hear it and go, oh, that's a hit song, It's just, you don't know what the listener likes. So stick with that, Sarah, because nobody. It may be super good to everybody else. I've written songs that like my least favorite songs that other people liked. I'm like, really? Because I didn't like that. But you never know. So yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. Stick by your guns. If you believe in it, and you can always revisit it, you can always use it again later. Yeah, you may. I know a good vet because those pythons look cut.
Hey, well, appreciate you, Sophia and John, for sharing those songs. Yannick's got his hand up. We're just a little past, man. Yannick, before you speak, brother, I'm from Baltimore. I see that's what you got. You got a Oriole jersey on, brother. So I was born in Johns Hopkins, right there by the stadium. I don't know if you're around that area or you just happen to have that shirt, but I saw you wearing it the other last week, and it brought me back home for a moment.
No, I just bought it at a what do you call it? I needed a shirt, and I wound up seeing a couple that I liked that were only like $4, and this is one of them, because like the black and orange, it reminds me of All Hallows Eve, and the Headless Horseman, and but yeah, the first girl I ever kissed up at Ski Liberty was she was a year older. I was 7. She was 8. She was from Baltimore, and it turned out that my dad was on the ski patrol, so we spent like 40 hours a week in the ski season, on the weekend, skiing from like 8 a.m., 9 a.m. till like 12, 1 at night. And then staying at the Heartbreak Hilton that the ski patrollers had rented out, which was like a huge house with anyway. So no, I was gonna say it's after 1. That was all I was gonna say, because I know Sarah's got a 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there. I saw that you were Rams Head live. I haven't played that stage, but I played like the other 4 Rams Head in, because there's one on the Eastern Shore, one in Annapolis, one in Parole, and my brother's band, I was managing it, and they played Rams Head live there.
I played the Inner Harbor, man, at Rams Head live.
Yes.
I figured you knew the place, so it'd be like, oh yeah, see, well, Steven knows this place.
Yeah, definitely, man. Beautiful venue. John had just written to me that he had played Rams Head live. It only went to me. I'm gonna have to check my settings and see what's up with that. But all right, I think I got enough notes here for probably 2 songs, but we'll start on one first. Yannick, Sophia, John, Sarah, appreciate you guys.
So now we could go eat.
Love ya.
Now we can go eat and then get ready for the greatness that we see in each other.
Yeah.
Oh, and I can't make your class tonight, Steve, because I have my Reiki workshop this evening. So
well, I'm happy for you. That's beautiful, and enjoy your workshop. And I look forward to being able to be a part of that soon.
Sure.
You do it online? That was an assumption.
Oh no. Well, yes, I actually offer virtual sessions. But maybe I'm looking to get into the Tree of Life first. But
all right,
maybe when I come down to Costa Rica, I'll give everybody Reiki sessions.
Yeah.
That's right. You're gonna be here.
Yeah, that's right. I got my ticket, Sarah Jane, for July 30th.
Oh, July. That's right.
End of July. So anyway, all right. See you guys in a little bit.
All right.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.